Smoke is quieting down. Seems like we've got to a lot of the smoke. Dub, you got smoke?
Hey, yo, the other day was crazy. We had Taxstone on the line, thanks to Rocky. She held her word. She's a real one. She got Taxstone on. Super efficient. He was able to answer a lot of questions. A lot. He definitely broke down the character of Noriega versus Joe Budden and said a lot of things about that. Gonna be surprised. And he actually went deeper into Joe Budden's cast. He broke down Queen's Flip. He broke down everyone on that couch. Look at the files.
When you went to jail, I felt like NORE really like took your whole style. Like, you get what I'm saying? And like I knew that you was helping him, but I felt like it was a little like funny style shit going on when like he was going to Joe Budden podcast and like picking up Joe, smiling, sucking and jiving.
Let me tell you something, bro. And this is just real shit. Character-wise, between Joe and Nori's way more horrible than Joe.
Yeah, I felt that. I felt that.
Meaning, this nigga will do anything. Like, that's why when he put the Kanye interview out and Kanye said all that shit about the Jews, I was more mad at that than the nigga doing the interview with the Troy Avenue nigga. Because I said, bro, you told, when I met that nigga, niggas start proposing how much they hate people I don't like. I don't become friends with people because we don't like the same people. That's just not my thing. I just gotta like you. Like, we just clicked. You're a cool person. We clicked. I'm not gonna get cool with you because we have the same adversary, because I don't actually think I need you to destroy a nigga. So my confidence is that much. So, like, you know, when I meet you, it's like, yo, I don't fuck with that Troy nigga. Yo, that nigga blocked me and this, that, and the third. And it's like, oh, word? Oh, that's crazy. So this is so many people. Like, this is not just NORE. This is Angela Yee. Oh, fuck Troy Ave. I told him to come to my party and he told me give him 20,000 and I put him on the radio for free. Fuck him. So when I start seeing these people later on, like, oh my God, I can't believe you, Troy. That's what he did. I'm confused. I'm like, what the fuck? The fuck was y'all niggas telling me? I never told y'all niggas nothing about that nigga. I don't talk about him. Word to my mother. None of them. You heard NORE interview when he talked to Troy? He said, yo, I'm going to be honest. He never said nothing about you. I don't talk about that fucking nigga. I get on the internet and just joke on his music. It's just my wreck. Because I know he weak and he just going to be like, oh, I'm going to kill y'all and get mad. Just wreck.
Tax, I want to just do a volume check. I don't want you to get boxed out. So be easy.
How this shit go? What the fuck you talking about?
Nah, he get the extras. This is part of the extras right here.
The point is that this weird ass nigga NORE puts that shit out with the Jews with Kanye. You know why? He needed that. All that nigga wanted was traction. When he did the interview with Troy Ave, you know why he did that shit? I did the investigation. I looked back. Joe Budden was cooking at that time. Yeah. He was cooking. The nigga ain't have nothing going.
Joe looks at NORE like nasty work though. Like every time NORE be doing some funny shit, you could just tell in Joe's face. Like when he be coming up to Joe shit, like Joe just be looking at him on funny style. Anyway,
that's the issue with Joe. Joe looks at everybody funny style. His friends, every single nigga that's on the couch with him, he looks at them in a funny way. But these is his friends. Then they know it, and they sitting there looking at him in funny ways. So this is a couch full of weak men. This is not no strong shit going on here. This is a whole, this is not one person. Flip, see, I'm watching from afar, knowing that Flip is the only nigga up there with his own brain. But I'm also up there knowing that Flip done compromised his own morals to keep sitting there.
I mean, that's what, Mook said that Flip is the realest nigga up there. Mook said Flip is the realest nigga up there.
No, Flip is the realest dude up there, meaning that he's a man that understands when somebody's bullshitting them. You understand? Some people is all right with taking abuse. Some people sometimes keep looking at the good side of their friendship and they be like, nah, maybe he doesn't mean that. Look how the nigga was violating Rory and Mal for the longest. You get what I'm saying? He was violating them niggas for the longest. I'm sitting there knowing it, and I'm not saying nothing. I'm just watching it. They not telling me shit. I just know what's going on, and I'm watching it. And I'm like, how long is they gonna take this shit?
Everything I said. Everything I said, Tax is
But I
confirming.
understand though. I also don't be mad at niggas for decisions because just like I said, I'm a different type of character. I'm a nigga that will kamikaze the whole situation. You understand? And I'm not mad at no nigga who just on some, yo, let me just see what's good. Let me see what's here. I always felt like Rory and Mal could have had their own thing. I said, them niggas could do their own thing. They don't need Boy. Boy need them. You don't see he need company? My show was me by myself. I would bring a motherfucking co-host up here and there to co-host with me just for some rec. I didn't need a co-host. You understand? Joe Budden needs a co-host. From the moment he started, it was him and Marissa Mendez, and he couldn't do it by himself. And then whoever, that's why I said Rory and Mal, they should have never let him name it the Joe Budden Podcast. It went from I'll name this podcast later to the Joe Budden Podcast.
That was the fucking kiss of death.
So it's like, nigga, now it's just his shit. And y'all niggas is here, y'all building this shit the fuck up too. Y'all creating y'all fan base. Y'all might not be as known as him, but Rory got his crowd of people that like him. Maul got his crowd of people that like him. You understand? So it's like, that's why a group be working a lot, because everybody got their own little set of fans. And when you come together and work, Joe ain't doing that show by himself right now. You know why? Because it's certain niggas that like Ice. It's certain niggas that like Ish. It's a crowd that like the girl. It's a crowd that like whoever else. You understand what I'm saying? So.
All right. Do you guys think Nori's character is more horrible than Joe Budden's? Let me know what you think. Do you also think Nori shouldn't have been chasing the numbers and just released the Kanye interview? Like Taxstone did say that Joe Budden was doing great and Nori just wanted to compete. But, do you think he shouldn't have dropped that? Like, why would Nori want to hurt Kanye in that way? But that's when Nori really started calling himself a journalist. He really was going in on his podcast saying, yo, I'm a journalist and all of this. And, as a new media personality, Noriega, in the podcast world, was he really wrong for reporting the news? Did people say anything about, Fox or any of these places? I'm pretty sure that's what Nori's argument would be. But what do you guys think? Or were his morals compromised? I feel like it depends on what side of the spectrum you're looking at it on. But let me know what you think. Now, Taxstone also confirmed that Queen's Flip is the realest person on the Joe Budden podcast, but says that Flip has compromised his own morals to sit there with Joe. He said Flip understands the abuse that Joe does, so maybe, Flip is not getting fair treatment over there, and maybe that's why we see certain pushback from Flip online or on the pod for certain things. He also broke down, the situation with Rory and Maul and said it wasn't a great idea for them to allow Joe Budden to name the podcast after himself. And after that, after he did that, they said it was a wrap, but they could have did their own thing the whole time. He said that Joe Budden needs cast members, co-hosts. He needs that. He said he's needed that since the start of time. I mean, I don't know. I did see Joe Budden with Tahiri. I did see Joe Budden. He does go on rants by himself. He has, not too many, but he has done things by himself where it's just him behind the camera. But I don't know. Do you guys agree with Taxstone that Joe Budden can't stand alone and he needs a co-host? What would happen to Joe if he had another falling out with a cast or co-host? Or what would happen if that were to happen again? And I think that's what everyone is thinking, but I don't know. It was great content. Thankful for Rocky for bringing out Tax. He answered a lot more. We have a lot more clips coming, and we will be back with the files.
My guy Dub too. That's my man though.
Gang.
That's my man, Big Dub.